Let's bring in our experts joining me tonight in Los Angeles, California. Forensic psychiatrist, trial expert, witness, and columnist, Dr. Carole Lieberman. Great to see you both.
Yeah, Dr. Carole Lieberman, your thoughts about Mom?
Well, I think we need to call in Sherlock Holmes, first of all, because there are so many suspects in this case. You know, you would think that Mom would be the last one in some ways. You know, you don't want to blame her or think that she's the guilty one. But, you know, there have been a number of things that she said, like, for example, how she was so close to the front door that Summer couldn't have gotten out the front door without her seeing her. Well, okay, but then it turns out that the room downstairs where she went supposedly to play has a back door that the boys leave open. And I was watching a video of the father, an interview of the father, and I took copious notes, and he mentioned a whole bunch of people who it could be. For example, the man who was working with him at a job, and he fired him because the man was he was out there, is what he said, and he thinks that it was due to meth. And he said that he had brought this man to their home, and he saw Summer a few times, and his wife had seen him looking at Summer in a way that she thought she didn't like the way that he was looking at her. Then there's this story about, you know, how they keep Summer. She was sleeping in the bed between the two of them, and he said, you know, she should sleep in her own bed, and she said, no, I want to be with you. And then you know, he talked about how this is very interesting, during the first 3 months of Summer's life, Summer only wanted to be with him. Now, he went to work and he came home, and of course that was a big deal. But he said she only wanted to be with me for these first 8 months. Does the mother feel, you know, disconnected from her, and she really could do something to her? Now with this story with the going under the water, did something happen to her, and the mother is afraid to acknowledge that she was responsible for her when this happened, and she died, and she didn't do anything? But then there are other people who are potential. He talks about his stepsisters, and then there's a meth head down the road. And then Dave Dawson, the flu guy, and Jose. There are all these different characters who the father cites as potential people who might have done something to her.
That's how you get downstairs to the bedroom inside Summer Wells' house. You got to climb under that cabinet. I want to read for you a letter written by Don Wells, Summer's dad, and this was posted online. And this is, again, 1 year since his daughter went missing. Since you've been gone, I've been completely devastated. I looked everywhere for you, my beautiful girl. I thought YouTube would be the most powerful tool to help find you, and perhaps it still could be, but at a price we may not be able to afford. Our family may not survive. I'm sorry, my beautiful girl, that I completely lost my mind with so many thoughts of people harming you, and I know you want to come home, and there's nothing I can do. I'm powerless. So I ask God, please look over my precious daughter. We love her so much. We wish, God, you will return her to us as well as the boys. I would be so happy to be a family again. And then please bow for the Lord's Prayer. And then it says, thanks, Don Wells. Still with us, Dr. Carole Lieberman, forensic psychiatrist. Dr. Carole Lieberman, your thoughts about Dad's letter? Because I know you listened to Dad's interview as well.
Yes. When I read that letter, there's something rather strange about this letter. First of all, when he says about YouTube, it's a price we may not be able to afford. I don't think that he's talking about money. You know, I think maybe he's talking about that the secret. If we find out where you are or what happened to you, that, you know, it could break. Our family may not survive. You know, he's has a criminal history. You know, he's certainly shouldn't be omitted from the cast of characters that are possible suspects. I mean, of course, it seems that he loves her and he's religious and all of this. But and then when he was asked about whether his wife, whether he thinks his wife could have done something to his daughter, he kept saying no, because she's too broken up by this. In fact, she almost went over the edge. So, and there's alcohol and drugs that are part of this family, part of the parents' lives too. So, some of the things they may not realize what they did. And then, in the last video that you played, she said, I have a husband and 4 kids, and I love them to death. What would Freud say?
Unbelievable. Dr. Carole Lieberman, appreciate your time and your insight tonight. We'll speak again.
Thank you.